What's up YouTube, welcome to a video. The video is all about how to store data inside your Firestore database using C#. So let's begin. So in our previous tutorial, we wrote these 3 lines to authenticate our application with the Firestore by setting the Google application credentials and by giving it the path of the JSON which we exported from the project settings of our Firestore database. So now I'm gonna copy these 3 and get rid of the 4th. And I'm gonna put all these 3 inside a load event. So double click the form and here is the load event. Paste it here. I'm gonna create the Firestore DB up over here with the name of database. I have to do this because we will be needing to access this database reference throughout our application, so it needs to be on the top. In the load event, we have given it a reference. So now I should cut and paste it out here. So now we will create some methods for storing different patterns of data. So the first type is add document with auto ID. And to do this, we need a collection reference. So a collection reference call equals to database dot collection and then the name of the collection, which is gonna be the same as the method name. And then we need to create a dictionary. So a dictionary with the type of string and object. So the string act as a key and the object act as a value. So it must have a name. So data1 equals to new, press tab. So we must give some data over here. So we will just write first name, comma, and then a blank value. Let's make it techv. Then the last name, amazing code verse, and then a phone number. So now that we have the data, we just need the collection dot add async method, and inside that we will give our data and then we will print a message. So this is the method which add our data with an auto ID. So our document must have a name which we are calling the ID. It must have a name. So this method of add async auto creates the name or ID for our document. So we can use it if you are using the database to store some products and you don't want to create the ID for yourself. So Firestore would auto create the ID for you. So this is the advantage of this method. Now to check this method, we have to write the name of the method in the button click event and then press start. So our database is empty for now. So let's press this button, data added successfully. Now I have to refresh it to see the results. This should not happen as it didn't happen when I used the original real-time database, but it does in the cloud, that you have to refresh the database to see the changes. So here is my collection add document with auto ID, and here is the ID generated by the Firestore, and here is my data. Now we will create a method to add document with custom ID. So copy all this, paste it here, and we will gonna make some changes. So custom ID, and here this should be document reference, and let's change it to doc. Also let's change the name, and then this is how you add a document. So you just go further beyond. beyond the custom, you can add a document this way. And this is how you name a document. So I'm naming my document as my doc, and you can go unlimited with this. So you can add a collection like this, you can add a document, and then you can add a collection, so you could go unlimited, but right now I only need this. So this is how I can give a custom ID to my document, which is my doc in our case. And then we have to make changes over here too. So this should be doc and this should be set async. So our data and other lines remains the same. We have just changed this and this. So this collection reference became a document reference, and now we can add a document. Now we just have to do one thing, change the name inside the button 1. Now press the button, add it successfully, and I have to refresh. Now when I press home, these are my two collections. So my second collection with the custom ID. So here is my doc. So this is the difference between an auto ID and a custom ID. So now we will create a method to store an entire array to our Firestore database. So how we can do this? Copy this, paste it here. So now it is add array, and this all should be gone. And now we need to create an array list over here. Name this array. So we made an array list. Now add elements to this array list. 1 2 3. We can add a string. Let's just say name. We can add a boolean, so true. And finally we will add this entire array list into this data1 object. So data1 dot add array. So what we are doing here is we have created a data1 object, and then we have created an array. Now we are adding the entire array to this dictionary object data1, and we need a name for this, so it will be called my array. So now let's check this out. Copy this, paste it here. Before starting, we need another thing, which is we forgot to change the name. So this collection is add array, and here is our new collection add array, and inside my documents here is our array. So you can see that there are these indexes as 0 1 and 2, and we have stored a boolean, a string, and a number within so it. It's not like a C# array. You can store any type of object here. However, we can say that it is an array of objects. Now we will create a method to add a list to the Firestore, and we will also see the differences between an array and a list. Copy this, paste above it, and change the name as main data. So basically this is the object of our main data, and we are sending it to the Firestore. The other list we created, this list 1, we are saving it in the main data. So inside the main data we are saving this entire list by the name my list. So inside here you can see that this is now my list. So the difference between a list and an array is the list stores the values beside the keys which are string, but array also stores the values beside keys, but the keys are integer, so they are integer indexes. So this is the difference between an array and a list. Now we will create a method which will store multiple and different sets of data at once to the Firestore. Copy this and let's paste it here. Change the name to add multiple sets of data, and here we will gonna add more data. Currently it's only holding these fields, so we will gonna add an array and a list over here. So how we can do that? Copy the array from here, paste it over here, and then add it to the data1. So data1 dot add my array. This is the first, the second and the third field, and for the fourth field, here we are saving the entire array here. So we have added the array now to the list. Here is the list, so copy the list and here paste the list and data1. Remember we have to add all the data to the data1. So the array is here, array added, and now we are adding the list. So data1 dot add, and we have to give it a name. So there was some data, we added array and list to it. All the three are different kind of data sets, but we are adding it within one method. So let's copy the name, paste it here and in the button 1. And now let's check this out. We saved a first name, a last name, a phone number, and an array and a list with just one blow. So this is all for the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up and do subscribe to the channel. See you next time.